Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the McPherson boys tonight. They are 22-1 on the season, and just like the girls, they have not lost since December the 8th when they lost to this Bishop Miege team in Kansas City. First off, Drew Labertew, playing in his 9th state tournament game of his career, the 74th game of his entire career. A 6'3" senior, 3 points per game. Second, Mason Alexander, playing in his 68th career game. And his 9th game at the state tournament, he's averaging 13 per, and he had 7 in the second half last night to beat Ark City and pull the Bullpups out of a hole. Third, Jake Alexander, who might be the MVP of the state tournament so far. The 6'4" junior who had a career high of 23 last night against Ark City, also playing in his 9th state tournament game of his career. Fourth, Thomas Diggs, the 6'1" senior, the 49th game of his career. And Thomas Diggs had 8 points against this Bishop Miege team back in December, and he's looking to have a big game again tonight. Then finally, Ben Pyle, who when he walks out on the floor tonight will become the all-time leader in McPherson High basketball in games played in 99. He's only missed one game in his career, and it was a game that McPherson didn't get to play against Augusta about 2 weeks ago. So Ben Pyle is 99 out of 99. The starting five for the Bullpups, they are ready to go tonight, Steve.
Yeah, no surprises. You know, Coach Zeke and Coach Kinnamon, you know, the handshake. There will be no surprises tonight. These teams know each other very well. You look at the bench. Chuck Miner on the bench for Miege. He coached the state championship team. I think it was Kansas City Schlegel. You know, they got a lot of old heads on that bench. Bullpups have a great staff, and I think it's just going to come down. The Bullpups could not allow Miege to play volleyball on the backboards. They out-rebounded Andover Central last night. It was something crazy by like over 20.
Here's the starting lineup for the Bishop Miege Stags. They are 21-3 on the season. Jeremiah Garrett, a 6'1" senior, he will be their primary ball handler. He had 5 points last night and was 1 out of 5 from 3, but 9 in their first game over Labette County. Second, Ezekiel Lopes, a 6'2" senior, who scored 22 points inside the roundhouse back in December of 2016. Third, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, the 6'9" junior, the 5-star recruit. He's just a junior and will have a chance to be one of the best players in this state next year. 31 points and 11 rebounds in their opener, as well as a double-double last night against Andover Central. Fourth, Josh Early, a 6'8" junior. He's averaging 6 points per game here at the state tournament. And finally, a 6'5" junior, Spencer Jones, averaging just under 10. Steve Sell, the boys taking on Bishop Miege here in Salina. Our keys to the game presented by Alliance Agency, Inc.
Rebound, rebound, rebound. You got to rebound. And the other key, Ben Pyle has got to play the game of his life. We're going to be counting on Ben an awful lot. You look at that Miege team, though. Ben Pyle is a tall guy. He's shorter than Josh Early, who is jumping center, and he's definitely shorter than Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, and Spencer Jones is about the same size. So it's going to be like volleyball on the backboard. The Bullpups have got to do a great job of boxing out. Maybe get one of these big guys in foul trouble.
We're ready to rock and roll here from Tony's Pizza Event Center as Bishop Miege in their road red uniforms, blue numbers, and white lettering that says Miege across the front of their jerseys wins the opening tip, and they'll go to the basket to our right. Spencer Jones, right out of the gate, knocks down a three. Spencer Jones, he's not known as a three-point shooter, but he knocks down a big one there to get this game underway. Mason Alexander and the Bullpups going to the end to our left, and now a turnover, pass up the floor, stolen away by Ben Pyle.
Yeah, and again, Mason going behind the back, and they took the ball away from him. Just do the fundamentals.
Ben Pyle, Mason Alexander, Jake Alexander, Thomas Diggs, and Drew Labertew, the starting five here for McPherson. Bullpups going to the end to our left, back up top, Thomas Diggs.
And they're basically not going to guard Diggs or Labertew. They're going to try to shut down the Bullpups' three top scorers.
Into the lane, Thomas Diggs going to work on Ezekiel Lopes. Diggs, turn around in the lane, no. Offensive rebound, Drew Labertew, and the Bullpups get a second chance. 1 minute in, 3-0 Miege. Mason Alexander on the right wing had 9 points last night. Back up top, Diggs. Diggs to the left wing. Ben thought about a three. Being defended by Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Ben drives by. Off the backboard, won't go. But Pyle goes to the free throw line for 2. And foul number 1 called against Bishop Miege. This one will go on Spencer Jones.
And free throws are very important for Ben tonight. I think we all know the last 3 or 4 games he has really struggled at the free throw line. He gets that first one down, he'll be just fine.
Ben Pyle averaging 22.6 points per game on the season.
And you can hear a pin drop in here now.
This is his 12th state tournament game of his career. You can only play in 12.
Right.
He's 100% in everything as he knocks down the first.
And there are a ton of Bullpup fans here tonight.
A lot of them behind us that we can't see. Second one for Ben Pyle is good. 2 out of 2 at the line. That makes it 3 to Miege. 6:45 left to go first quarter.
It looks like Ben Pyle on Jeremiah Robinson-Earl.
A matchup for the ages.
Or are they playing some kind of junk? It almost looks like junk now.
Spencer Jones tries another three. That one won't go. Robinson-Earl with the rebound. The putback, no good. And a late whistle and a foul called underneath on Ben Pyle.
Very late. I mean, the action was already proceeding when they blew that whistle. And, boy, that is on Ben, I believe. That's a very late whistle. Coach Kinnamon not pleased with that. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, by the way, terrific free throw shooter in this state tournament.
Jeremiah Robinson-Earl misses the first.
Puts the jinx on him. His father, of course, Lester Earl, started at LSU, then ended up his career at KU. Great player for the Jayhawks.
Jeremiah Robinson-Earl will be able to go about wherever he wants to play college basketball and knocks down the second free throw to make it 4 to Miege. 6:33 left to go first quarter. Jeremiah averaging 22 points per game.
Top 50 player in the country.
Mason Alexander brings the basketball right to left. Gets it on the right wing to Thomas Diggs. Being defended by Jeremiah Garrett. Back to Ben Pyle. Goes up with the right hand and finishes right over Josh Hurley to tie it up at 4-4.
Well, that's what I said. Ben's going to have the game of his life. I really believe Ben's got to score about 30 for us to win.
Jeremiah draws a triple team. Passes back up top now to Jeremiah Garrett. Early passes back up top and Miege will reset. 2 minutes in. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, 15-footer, no good, and a rebound for Drew Labertew. That is what they want Robinson-Earl to do.
They want him to take that shot all night long. He hasn't shown that he can knock down that shot that much.
Ben Pyle going to try and knock down a three from the left wing. That one won't go, and a rebound for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, who averages 8 boards per game.
And again, I'm trying to figure out this bullpup defense. I think it's some kind of combination. Mason's on on Lopes. And it looks like we got some guys playing zone. Jake Alexander playing zone. So, kind of a box and one maybe, or triangle and two. I can't quite tell.
Jeremiah Garrett, he'll try and get the three-point ball going for himself. He misses from the left wing, but Bishop Miege gets the offensive rebound out on the perimeter to Spencer Jones.
And this is a chess match so far.
Back to Jones, left wing. He opened up the game with a three. Jeremiah Garrett on the right wing. Now down to Josh Hurley. Back out to Garrett. 3 minutes in, 4-4 between Miege and McPherson.
And Garrett won't shoot the ball very much. He doesn't look to shoot.
Spencer Jones back up top to Josh Hurley, who is being looked at by Kansas State, and Coach Bruce Weber, who was in attendance last time we saw these two teams play. Early squares up to the basket. Back up top, Garrett. 3-ball coming. No good. And a rebound pulled down by Spencer Jones. Another offensive board and a push is called on Mason Alexander.
And Coach Kinnamon cannot be happy that Miege is getting second and third chances. Again, incredible height and length. So Cody Stufflebean's going to come in for Diggs. That's about 4 more inches in height. So Cody Stufflebean may have the big. And here's the guy that hit the big three-pointer last night and sent the Bullpups on their way, Jace Alexander.
My scout and my eyes in the sky. Connor Bouchard, the head coach of the Winfield Vikings, tell me their defense is called a Y and 1. He says it's essentially a box and 1, but in a Y formation to take away the paint. They get it inside. They try to take away that paint from Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, who misses once, grabs that miss, and scores to give Miege the lead. 6-4, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl with 3 points.
And Ben Pyle came very close to his second foul. Ben's got to be very careful now.
Mason Alexander, 3-ball for the lead. Off to the right side of the backboard, no good. Rebound Miege. The Stags are off and running left to right. 6-4 Bishop Miege. And the Stags will try and get it down low.
Well, they're daring Garrett to shoot the basketball.
They're giving him about 10 feet of separation.
Jace Alexander on Lopes, man-to-man, the rest of them in a zone.
Spencer Jones, top of the circle, looks short in and out. Rebound, Ben Pyle.
And this is a defense the Bullpups have not played all year. They brought this out. They've been saying they've been doing some stuff special in practice, and this is what it is, the Y formation.
Mason Alexander and the Bullpups trailing by 2, 3:40 left to go first quarter. Pyle, open three from the top, good. Ben Pyle with all 7 points here early on. 3:33 to go in the opening quarter, and it's 7-6 McPherson.
And Ben could score every single point in the game as far as the Bullpups are concerned as long as they win.
Ezekiel Lopes dribbles back, defended by Jace Alexander. Lopes to the top, Spencer Jones. Kick out, Garrett. All alone for 3, way too strong. Rebound underneath, Robinson-Earl, and the putback. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, obviously a problem underneath. His fourth rebound and his second bucket. He's got 5 points. And a timeout taken by McPherson boys coach Kurt Kinnamon. Miege 8, McPherson 7. 3:10 left to go first quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
3:10 left to go first quarter from the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina. I mentioned Bruce Weber a moment ago. I think I see him over there in section 223, checking out Josh Early of Bishop Miege. The Stags lead McPherson 8-7 here 5 minutes into the game, and now a reach is called on Jeremiah Robinson-Earl.
And Rick Zeke, as he always does, is going to harp on the official a little bit. It was right in front of us. Jeremiah had his hand right on Ben's hand, so the two superstars with one foul apiece, and they're guarding each other.
Robinson-Earl cut his hand open in the game yesterday
on a dunk,
and he still has tape on it. Stufflebean gets into the lane, goes up strong, but not strong enough. Pumps, gets Robinson-Earl in the air, and a foul is called underneath. If it's on Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, that would be his second, and it's on Spencer Jones instead, but it is his second.
What a great move by Stufflebean. You know these Stags, they want to block every shot. I mean, they're 6'9", 6'8", 6'6". They all can just jump to the moon, and if you play smart and pump fake them, you can get them off their feet and go into them. You draw some fouls. Jones is going to come out. Stone Jeffries coming in. That's what they call Stone Cold Jeffries.
6'3" junior, averaging 1 point per game here in the state tournament.
He may be the only sub that plays for him tonight. They only play 6 guys. Stufflebean, good job there.
He knocks down both. Cody Stufflebean, just a sophomore, and being matched up with some of the best athletes in the state of Kansas. McPherson goes back up 9-8, 2:40 to go first quarter. McPherson and Miege, round 3 in the state championship game. Stone Jeffries on the left wing. Jeffries passes up top Garrett. Garrett bounce pass down low, Josh Early. And now Miege will reset. Jeffries thought about driving in, now back to Garrett on the right wing. They're giving him all day. Jeffries into the left corner, back to Garrett up top. Garrett drives in, steps through, and finishes at the rim. Nice move by Jeremiah Garrett, the 6'1" senior, averaging 7 per game here in Salina.
Well, you look at this Miege team, it looks like 5 college guys out there. These are men. These aren't boys. There's a kick by Jeremiah. I mean, they are 5 men out there. They're sculpted. They're athletic. I mean, they all look like they're about 20, 21 years old.
2:05 left to go first quarter. Miege 10, McPherson 9. Ben drives in right on Jeremiah Robinson-Earl and finishes. Ben Pyle with 9 points, and the Bullpups lead 11-10.
Ben Pyle says there's no fear in McPherson.
Stone Jeffries on the right wing. Again, still a very funky Y-and-1 zone. Jeffries misses a wide-open 3. Josh Early had the rebound in his hands. It goes out of bounds and back to McPherson.
And I am just flabbergasted. You got a Josh Early, 6'8", 240 pounds. Looks like they just chiseled him out of the side of a mountain. Why don't they get the ball down low to him?
He only had 6 in the game against McPherson up in Kansas City. He was 3 out of 3 from the field that night. Pyle with a hesitation, drives in again on Jeremiah and finishes with a finger roll. Ben Pyle already in double digits with 11. McPherson with its largest lead of the night at 13-10. What a start here for the Bullpups. 1:15 to go in the opening quarter. Stone Jeffries and Miege cannot shoot from the perimeter here. Robinson-Earl drives in, and an offensive foul. Guess who? Drew Labertew steps in and takes the charge, and Jeremiah Robinson-Earl with 2 fouls in the first quarter.
Well, and you can see that coming. You know he's going to charge to the basket. Labertew doing a great job planning himself, and you didn't see much argument that time from the Miege bench. They saw that one as well.
Drew Labertew, the senior, playing in his 74th career game. Left wing, Ben Pyle, heat check, 3, left wing, it's good! Ben Pyle with a tray, and the Bullpups lead 16-10. Ben Pyle is absolutely on fire. He has 14 of the McPherson 16, and the Bullpups lead Miege 16-10. 55 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Well, it's been a great night here inside the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina so far. 1 state championship down, and 1 more to go. We're through 1 quarter, and McPherson leads Bishop Miege 16-10. Steve Sell, the Bullpup girls won 62-58 in overtime. The Bullpup boys also trying to knock off Bishop Miege.
And I said before the game, Ben Pyle is going to have to score a minimum of 30 for the Bullpups to win. He may have 30 by the half, the way he's lighting it up right now.
Ben Pyle has 14 points in that first quarter. We're still in the first quarter, 55 seconds left to go.
You know, Coach Kinnamon hates zone, but if it produces a win tonight, he will embrace it.
45 seconds left now. Miege with the basketball in the end to our right. The Stags and their road Reds, God, they're giving Jeremiah Garrett about 10 feet of space. Now they're going to give Jeffries about 15 feet. He still won't shoot it. Back to Jeremiah Garrett. I'm not kidding. You could put a bus in between the defender, and now it's out of bounds off of Jeffries' last. Cody Stufflebean with a great hustle play. Mason Alexander knocked it out. 28.7 left in the quarter. And McPherson can hold for the final shot.
And this zone is just frustrating the Stags. They are just flummoxed right now.
Now down to 20 seconds left in the first quarter. McPherson 16, Bishop Miege 10. It's been a great night so far. Almost 8 minutes in to the second game.
And Ezekiel Lopes now on Ben Pyle. They've got Robinson-Earl kind of standing off here, not guarding anybody.
Labertew, backdoor, Stufflebean right at Jeremiah Robinson-Earl and finishes off the backboard. That will do it for quarter number one. The McPherson Bullpups and Bullpup Nation in a sea of red behind us lead Miege 18-10 at the end of the first quarter. McPherson 18, Miege 10. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Start of the second quarter from Salina. Jim Joyner, Steve Sell, 96.7 FM KBBE on State Championship Saturday. One is in the books. Now one quarter is in the book of the boys' state title game, and McPherson leads Bishop Miege 18-10. Cody Stufflebean with 4 points off the bench, and Ben Pyle with 14.
And you know what's kind of unbelievable? This pace is extremely slow, and yet the Bullpups still have scored 18 points. Ben Pyle with 14. Like I say, Ben could score every point as long as the Bullpups win. They don't care. If they have to ride their big horse, they're going to do it.
Start of the second quarter, Miege appears to have come out in a 2-3 zone. Into the left corner, Jake Alexander dumps it down in the short porch, Ben Pyle. Pyle tries to pass back up top and will to Jake Alexander, and they will reset. 15 seconds into the second quarter, Coach Kinnamon, the bench to our right, coaching in yet another state championship game, calls out the play. And he recognizes the defense there. 7:30 to go, second quarter. Stufflebean on the left wing. They'll swing it to the right side. Jake Alexander, deep three. Off the back iron, no, but an offensive rebound. Ben Pyle in the left corner. Back to Mason Alexander. Thought about stepping into a three. Instead, a hand check is called on Jeremiah Garrett. Team foul number 5 on the Stags.
Spencer Jones coming back in for Miege. Jace Alexander. You're not going to see either coach, I don't think, go very deep tonight. Normally by now, Coach Kinnamon might have 8 or 9 guys in, but it looks like he's staying with about his top 7 tonight. 7:20 left to go, second quarter. McPherson 18, Miege 10. Ben Pyle, Mason Alexander, Jace Alexander, Drew Labertew, and Cody Stufflebean, the 5 on the floor. They inbound to Ben in the left corner. They double him quickly. And now Jace Alexander will get it back to his cousin Mason Alexander, and the Bullpups reset. Against a 2-3 Bishop Miege zone. At least I think they were man through that the entire first quarter. They were.
And they had to change that up after Ben Pyle scored 14. Jace Alexander back up top. Mason, great look for 3. Misses short off the front iron, and a rebound for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Remember, he's playing with 2 fouls.
That's a great look for Mason. He's got to get it down. There's a travel. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl is a little frustrated.
Turnover number 4 on the Stags, just over a minute into the second quarter. McPherson with 1 turnover.
And they're going to give Mason Alexander, I think, the shot until he can prove he can knock it down. He had a wide open look there. He normally makes that shot. Just needs to shoot it with a little more arch.
Mason has made 43 pointers this season, which is a little under 2 per game. Miege is not even going to come out and guard Mason Alexander, so he'll put on a little dribbling clinic for the fans.
But I wish he quit doing that. He's going behind the back, and if he dribbles it off his foot and goes in the backcourt, that'd be a silly turnover.
Jace Alexander is wide open, left wing, 3, good! That's his sweet spot. Jace Alexander, who came into the night a 51% three-point shooter, gives the Bullpups an 11-point lead. Jace Alexander from that left wing is automatic. 21-10. Jeremiah Garrett gets it inside. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Spencer Jones rips through. Could have been called for a travel, but misses underneath. and a rebound for Ben Pyle. Pyle now in the game with 3 boards to go along with 14 points. The all-time point scorer and rebounder in McPherson Bullpup basketball history. Right wing, Jace Alexander feeds the ball back up top to Ben Pyle, being guarded by Ezekiel Lopes, a 6'2" senior. Mason works off the screen. Mason, left elbow jumper, no. Grown man's rebound by Cody Stufflebean. Mason Alexander, a floater in the lane, no. Rebound tipping around and secured by Josh Early. Miege wants to run, left to right. Now Jeremiah Garrett comes in and pulls it back out. Lopes passes to the top for Josh Early. I guarantee he will not shoot a 3 tonight. Right wing Garrett into the lane. Robinson-Earl nearly gets it swiped out from under him. And the Stags will reset.
This is a defensive clinic. They have not scored in 5 minutes.
They get it down low and quadruple team Robinson-Earl, and a steal for Drew Labertew. Unbelievable defense.
Who else but Drew Labertew if it's a big defensive play?
Ben Pyle gets a high screen from Stufflebean. Early will hedge. He wants to roll with Cody, but it's not there. 4:45 left to go in the first half. McPherson leads 21-10.
Back to man-to-man. Man, we need Mason to hit some shots because they're giving him shots. He needs to get going.
Mason drives in and gets it blocked from behind by Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, and the Stags are off to the races. Here comes Jeremiah Garrett. Steps in. Draws contact. No. Put back dunk. No good. Robinson-Earl's finish. Won't go. And a rebound. Ben Pyle. Timeout taken by Coach Kinnamon, and probably a wise one because they need to get this game under their control. That was a little wild right there. Let's keep it here, Steve. 4:26 left to go first half.
Josh Early looks like he's about 27 years old. He's as a physical specimen, but Miege getting great shots at the rim. They're just not getting them to go down. And that basket is starting to really shrink for Miege. The last basket they scored was at 2:13 to go. We're at 4:26, so 3:34 and 2:13. We're looking at almost 6 minutes without a point.
And there's also been only one basket in the second quarter. It was 18-10 at the break, and it's 21-10, 4:26 to go second frame.
Bullpups don't care as long as that lead stays where it is. You know, they've got the lead. They're in control of this game. But, boy, we got to start hitting some of those shots. We're getting some great looks around the basket. Other than Ben, those guys got to hit some shots. Jace Alexander, though, with a huge three-pointer.
Can't wait for our Prairie Land Partners halftime show where we will hear from state champion coach for the third time, Chris Strathman.
Roll that one off your tongue.
After the Bullpup girls won 62-58 in overtime. Bullpups with the basketball. After the timeout, trying to feed it down low, Ben Pyle. Looks like they're back in a 2-3 zone. Pyle passes down the baseline, digs. Great look from 3. Way too strong, and a rebound for Ezekiel Lopes. And makes that 3 a lot of the time.
Yeah, they'll give him that shot, though. Great move by Spencer Jones. My gosh, they are so incredibly athletic. I'm telling you, they're as athletic as any college team you'll see.
Or high school team. Or are you meaning college?
I'm meaning college.
21-12, McPherson, 3:45 left to go first half. Spencer Jones leads the Stags with 5 points, as well as Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. They feed it down low. Ben Pyle draws 3 defenders. Right wing, Jake Alexander, a 3. No. Rebound underneath by Ezekiel Lopes, and Ben Pyle will back off and avoid foul number 2.
Yeah, the other Bullpups have got to make shots. I know I said Ben can carry us, but, you know, they're giving those good looks. We got to start making those. And Jones again, look out.
That one's too strong. Rebound, though, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. And a foul is called on Jake Alexander. I thought it could have been an over the back.
Boy, that could have been number 3. That was really close, and Miege bench would have gone absolutely ballistic if they'd called that.
Team foul number 3 on McPherson. 5 against Miege so far. 3:16 left to go in the first half. Spencer Jones will inbound on the baseline to our right. Now back to Josh Early up top.
And Bullpup killer Ezekiel Lopes has not hurt him so far. He has yet to score.
Back to Robinson-Earl up top. Being defended at the moment by Mason Alexander. Lopes drives in off the backboard, in and out. Rebound Ben Pyle. As he says, get out of here, Ezekiel. I want that ball. 2:50 left in the second quarter. And McPherson 21, Miege 12.
Only one basket for the Bullpups this entire quarter, and yet they've improved their lead by 1.
Mason Alexander up top, Jace Alexander. To the right wing, Ben Pyle, who had 14 points in the first quarter. Back to the top, Diggs. Left wing, Jake Alexander being matched up with Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, two former AAU teammates.
Right, they have played together in the summer on the same team.
Mason Alexander with a left-handed dribble, passes up top, Diggs. 2:22 left to go, second quarter. Ben Pyle from deep.
Oh, my.
Three. Good!
My goodness, that was 30 feet.
Ben Pyle is on one tonight. He's got 17. 2:05 left to go in the second quarter. The Bullpups have doubled up the Stags, 24-12. Jeremiah Garrett up top, drives down the right side of the lane. Early, an 18-footer, knocks it down. That's the shot you want him to take, but he knocks it down and gets his first basket of the night.
Why is he not more involved in the offense? He's 6'8", 240 pounds, and he's being recruited by K-State, and that's his first basket.
Jake Alexander drives in, and his pass into the corner is stolen by Jeremiah Garrett. Garrett leads the charge left to right. Lopes, a three ball in stride, an air ball, rebound, knocked out of bounds. Diggs gets bumped, and a foul is called on Josh Early as Thomas Diggs sacrificed his body and flew into the bench. The big man knocks him down. Early picks up his first and team foul, number 6.
And again, the Stags kind of whooping each other a little bit and not very happy with how things are going.
Bishop Miege beat Andover Central yesterday 58-47, and they trailed for a lot of that game, and they were in foul trouble, and they didn't play very well, but found a way in the fourth quarter.
Ezekiel Lopes bailed them out. He hit, 3 threes, I think, right there in a little stretch. Bullpups up 10, a minute 32 to go. If I'm Coach Kinnamon, I think I'd just hold the ball to the last shot.
If you remember right, at the end of that game, when McPherson was trailing 47-46, they got a steal and held on for the final 90 seconds of regulation, and then missed a 2. Got a miss on a free throw, had a chance to tie it at the buzzer, and Ben Pyle's 10-footer rimmed out. Down to 1:11 to go in the first half. McPherson 24, Miege 14. Jake Alexander passes up top. Cody Stufflebean, who has played a ton of minutes tonight, he's already at 10. Drew Labertew passes to Ben Pyle. Now down to 1 minute left, first half.
Chess match. This is such a chess match.
They have seen each other on film so much this year, both teams.
And they've played a lot down the last 3 years.
They played in the state championship game for the last 2. Pyle thought about an open 3, but wisely pulls it back. 40 seconds left, first half. That's a senior move right there. Bullpups lead by 10, 24-14. Mason Alexander rips the basketball through, being defended by Jeremiah Garrett, now down to 30. They want the final shot of the first half. Cody Stufflebean, just a sophomore. Back up to the top for Ben Pyle, now down to 20.
Yep, they're in good shape. They can run this down for the final shot, and I think Miege gets the ball to start the second half.
Mason Alexander dribbles out, now down to 10. Mason, back up top, Ben, who has 17 in the first half. Jake Alexander flares a screen. Pyle, 3 ball. Good if it goes. No. Labertew's tip is no good. And a foul is called on Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. It is his third. And Drew Labertew with .9 on the clock goes to the free throw line for 2.
And Rick Zeke all over the official. And I'm not sure about that one, but Labertew, that's a tough call. I'll be honest, that was a tough call. I'm surprised they really call that one. Labertew got it.
No doubt.
Chase Kinnamon, the buff, makes his first appearance.
As well as Aaron Trost. 25-14, .9 left on the clock as Drew Labertew scores his first point of the night. Games of 3 already in the state tournament, playing in his 9th state tournament game. Second one up for Drew Labertew with an 11-point lead, looking to make it 12 at the break. Left it short, rebound Josh Early. This one won't end up anywhere near the basket. And at the end of the first half, the chess match so far has been in the favor of McPherson. The Bullpups lead the 2-time defending state champions 25-14 at the break. Steve Sell, we know what the game plan was going on into this one. Don't let Jeremiah Robinson-Earl beat you. So far he has, and he has 3 fouls and 5 points.
Well, that last foul right before the half, that just changes the whole complexion of the second half. He is really going to have to be careful now. I'll be honest, I just did not think they would call that. It might have been there, but in that late, you just don't believe that they're going to call that.
First half is in the books here. McPherson's boys lead Bishop Miege 25-14. And coming up next on our Prairie Land Partners halftime show, we get to talk with the happiest man in all of Saline County today, girls coach Chris Strathman, after they won the state title 62-58 earlier in the girls' game. We'll take a 1-minute break and be back on our Prairie Land Partners halftime show. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE. And now there's some unfinished business to take care of here in the second half. The McPherson boys lead Miege 25-14 to begin half number 2. Steve Sell, they got to keep their foot on the gas.
You just wish you could stop it right here and call it, say the game's over. But it's going to be all about adjustments in the second half. Miege has got to try and figure out how to solve this flummoxing, odd defense the Bullpups are playing. It's just a strange-looking defense, but it's been effective.
We start half number 2, Bishop Miege with the basketball. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl in the game, playing with 3 fouls. They get it down to him on the right block. He is hit on the arm and fouled, and will go to the free throw line for 2. 15 seconds in. Foul is called on Ben Pyle. That is his second.
Yeah, you just need to go straight up. I mean, you don't want to, you can concede the 2. You don't want to concede the foul.
So Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, who had 5 points in the first half, steps to the free throw line and misses the first.
And he has been a good free throw shooter. Bullpups have got to box out, maybe get a foul on earlier Jones coming over the top, because they love to leap.
Second one for the junior is good. 2 out of 4 at the stripe tonight. Robinson-Earl has 6 points, and Miege strikes first in half number 2. 25-15 McPherson.
And they're going man-to-man. It looks like Robinson-Earl's guarding Diggs now.
Mason Alexander, Jake Alexander, Ben Pyle, Drew Labertew, and Thomas Diggs, the 5 on the floor. Jake Alexander cuts through the lane. Now to the right side for Drew Labertew. Up top, Ben Pyle. Bullpups going to the basket to our right. A huge sea of red and Bullpup Nation behind us. Mason Alexander on the right wing. Mason pumps the basketball with his left hand. He or Jake Alexander, the team's second and leading scorer, did not score in the first half.
Yeah,
but they
amazing.
did get great production from Cody Stufflebean with 4. Also a big 3 by Jace Alexander. Left wing Mason, 1 minute into the second half, swings it up top, Thomas Diggs. Pyle is posting up down low, trying to work on Ezekiel Lopes. And Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, the big man, now matched up with Jake Alexander, his former AAU teammate. Thomas Diggs to the right wing, now to Mason. 6:45 left to go, third quarter. Mason into the lane, dumps it off. Diggs spins into the left corner. It's intercepted by Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Here they go, 2 on 3. Steps in, runs right into Ben Pyle, and a block is called. That's number 3.
Ben, 2 quick ones here. So the superstar foul count is now even. Thomas Diggs needed to shoot that ball down there. He just passed up a layup and turned the ball over, and I think the Bullpups got to keep playing. It's almost like they're playing not to lose here early in the second half instead of doing the things that got them the lead.
Jeremiah Robinson-Earl back to the free throw line and knocks down the first.
And Diggs is going to come out. Stufflebean, who was so immense in that first half, coming in.
The lead is back down to single digits, 25 McPherson, 16 Bishop Miege. State championship game, 4A Division I. McPherson boys looking for their 14th all-time. Bishop Miege looking for its 5th.
I think Mason Alexander or Jake Alexander has got to step up here in the second half. They just can't expect Ben Pyle, even though I was being facetious when I said he could score every point. That's not possible. Mason or Jake have really got to, step up and hit some shots.
Miege opens up the third quarter with a 3-0 run. Bullpups still lead by 8, 25-17. We thought it would be a low-scoring game, but this could be one of their lowest-scoring games of the year, maybe rivaling that 36-34 game against Andale back on January 12th.
And by playing this slow, the Bullpups are kind of taking themselves out of rhythm there. And here goes Ben to the basket. Oh, and it's blocked.
Robinson-Earl with a big block, and now Stufflebean trips and ends up tripping Jeremiah Garrett.
And that might have been a good foul when you really look at it. I think Garrett was off to the races. They might be throwing up a lob to Jeremiah for a dunk.
Spencer Jones, Jeremiah Garrett, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Josh Early, and Ezekiel Lopes, the 5 on the floor for Bishop Miege. They've only used 1 player off the bench, and that's Stone Jeffries, who played 4 minutes in the first half. Josh Early passes to the right corner. Spencer Jones, who had 5 in the first half. Miege going to the basket to our left. Road red uniforms, white letter Miege. on the jerseys. Ball down to the floor. Mason tries to get it, and a timeout taken by Miege and Coach Rick Zeke. They get it right before, and Coach Kinnamon wanted the jump ball called, and he won't get it. 5:41 left to go third quarter. McPherson 25, Miege 17. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
5:41 left to go in the third quarter. McPherson 25, Bishop Miege 17 in the boys state championship game in 4A Division I. Here in Salina in the Tony's Pizza Event Center, it is all red in here tonight as the Bullpup girls have already won a state championship. The boys look to make it a twofer. Party like it's 1999, the last time both teams won the state title same season. Miege and Spencer Jones knocks down a three. He's got 8 points tonight, and that makes it 25-20.
Yeah, they've scored the first 6. Spencer Jones could not throw it in the ocean when the teams played in Kansas City, but he's been big tonight.
Mason Alexander, pick and roll to Ben Pyle, matched up with Ezekiel Lopes. Ben drives in, and a block is called on Lopes. Team foul, number 1.
And that's the call that the Bullpups need to get, because they're bumping Ben every time he gets the ball. That time they called it.
Ben Pyle had 17 points in the first half. And McPherson led 25-14. It's now 25-20. Not quite 3 minutes into the third quarter.
Yeah, Bullpups need a basket really bad.
Mason Alexander gets it in finally to Drew Labertew at the last moment. 5:05 left to go third quarter. Mason Alexander dribbles with the left hand up top. Passes to the left wing for Jake Alexander. Nearly gets a pick 6 for Robinson-Earl.
Yeah, careless pass by Mason, and we can't keep turning the ball over.
Down low, it could have been called a hook, but an offensive foul and a charge against Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. That is his 4th. Drew Labertew, would you guess anybody else steps in and takes the charge? It should have been a hook before that.
That was an easy call. Jeremiah, as great as he is, he just hooked. He just feels probably like he's going to get that call, and he hooked him. That was an easy call.
It should have been called a hook, but instead they get it for driving in and charging. Now the game has changed. 25-20 McPherson. The best player in the junior class is on the bench. Ben Pyle on the left wing. Gets a high screen from Jace Alexander. Back to him. Open look. Left wing. Off the back iron. No good. Rebound. Jake Alexander. Pulls it down. Avoids a double team and gets it back to Mason Alexander.
Wow, it is getting physical. They're letting them play.
25-20, 4:20 to go, third quarter.
Bullpups haven't scored.
Mason drives in. Boy, does he need a bucket. Ben Pyle dribbles here to the near side. Bullpups going to the end to our right. Now matched up with Josh Early. Back up top, Mason Alexander. Halfway through quarter number 3. Mason hands off to Jake Alexander. He needs a bucket as well. He's matched up with Josh Early. 6'8" on 6'4". Jace Alexander drives in, back to Ben. Matched up now with Stone Jeffries. You gotta love this.
Gotta take him off the dribble.
This is a mismatch. Stone Jeffries, the only person that has played off the bench for Miege tonight. Hand off Mason. Over on the left wing, drives in, steps back, 3 ball, lets it fly, in and out, offensive rebound, Stufflebean, back out to Pyle, a 3, short, offensive rebound, Jake Alexander gets bumped, but they'll call him out of bounds on the baseline, 3:30 left to go third quarter, Bullpups have not scored yet.
And Mason Alexander getting great shots, he is just in such a slump, confidence-wise, he's really struggling.
3:25 to go in the third frame, McPherson 25, Miege 20. Left wing. Now to get it inside, Josh Early. It's off of Cody Stufflebean last, and Miege will have it on the baseline. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl
and Rick Zeke
on the bench with 4.
Rick Zeke better be careful. He's going to get a technical. He is all over the officials right now.
Cody Stufflebean, Ben Pyle, and the 3 Alexanders on the floor for McPherson. And they are seriously going to give Stone Jeffries about 18 feet of space as he was in the corner. They get it into Ezekiel Lopes.
And you don't want to give him space.
No. Miege, the red road uniforms, Bullpups in their home whites. Behind a sea of red. Garrett, right wing, Jeffries. He's yet to score in this game. 8 points for Robinson-Earl, 8 points for Spencer Jones, 2 for Early and 2 for Jeremiah Garrett for the Stags. Jeffries, a 3, it's good. It's a 2-point game, 25-23, 2:45 to go third quarter.
And I think the Bullpups have made the big mistake playing not to lose instead of trying to keep winning. They're not attacking like they did in the first half. They had 18 points after a quarter. They've only scored 7 since then.
And they haven't scored in the second quarter. Jake drives in, floats up a shot, and it's good. He takes it right to the basket, and Jake Alexander with his first bucket of the game, 27-23 McPherson. Miege with the ball in the end to our left. The Bullpups finally break that seal. Lopes drives into Jeffries, bobbles for a moment, fakes, comes in, stripped by Alexander, but back to Spencer Jones, and he finishes at the rim. And Spencer Jones has 10. He's the leading scorer for Miege.
And Spencer Jones could have read a newspaper and had a cup of coffee as long as he was in the lane that time. Just camping out.
2 minutes to go, third quarter. McPherson leads by 2. Ben Pyle with 17 on the first half.
There you go.
Drives to the bucket, goes up right hand, can't finish.
Gosh.
Got popped in the chest and no foul called. 1:50 left third quarter. Miege can take the lead with a 3.
And they were down 11 at half. Been a nightmare for the Bullpups.
Stone Jeffries in the right corner. Here's a 3 ball for the lead. It's good. Timeout taken by Coach Kinnamon. Bishop Miege 28, McPherson 27, 1:32 left to go in the third quarter. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
1:32 left to go in the third quarter of the boys state title game in 4A Division 1. McPherson led 25-14 at the break, but Bishop Miege opens up the third quarter on a 14-2 run, and they take the lead 28-27.
Well, the Bullpups quit doing what got them the lead, and quite honestly, we got some guys that normally make shots, and they can't buy one tonight.
It has been a defensive struggle.
Bullpups with 1 basket. They went over 5 minutes without scoring, and Miege has all the momentum now.
Bullpups trail by 1. Really the first time I think they've trailed tonight. And a moving screen called on Cody Stufflebean.
Easy call. Coach Kinnamon didn't like it, but that's an easy call.
Team foul number 4 on the Bullpups, 2 against Miege. Stufflebean picks up his second.
And this one official basically is calling the entire game, and I think that's what Coach Kinnamon pointed out. He's kind of saying, hey, we didn't come to see you. Came to see these great teams play. 1:15
left to go in the third quarter. McPherson trails 28-27. Lopes, not about a 3. Dribbles back, being defended by Jake Alexander. Jeremiah Garrett and the Stags are 4 out of 12 from 3 tonight. McPherson 4 out of 14. Stone Jeffries on the left wing. Feeds the ball to Josh Early. No Jeremiah Robinson-Earl in the game right now. He's got 4 fouls. Lopes drives in. And they will call a block underneath as Labertew tried to take the charge, but a foul's going on him. Count the bucket.
That's a great take, and I just don't think Drew got there quite in time. Lopes, he's been a Bullpup killer. What a run Miege is on. 16-2. He makes this 17-2, and again, the Bullpups got too cautious. They played not to lose instead of doing what they did in the first half. And again, we've missed some wide-open shots, too.
Ezekiel Lopes scores his first basket of the game. He's got 3 points now, and Miege with its largest lead, 31-27. How about this third quarter, 17-2 Miege?
Yeah, and again, the Bullpups, they've just slowed this game to a crawl, and they got themselves out of rhythm.
35 seconds left in the third quarter. They need a basket here. Ben drives in. Kick out Jake. Good look from 3. Good! Jake Alexander buries the triple. He's got 5, and the lead is down to 1. They needed that. 20 seconds left third quarter. Miege will hold for the final shot.
Yeah, and Jake with all 5 points that we've scored in the quarter.
Ben Pyle with 17. Jake Alexander with 5. Stufflebean 4. Chase Alexander 3. And Drew Labertew 1. Now down to 8. Jeremiah Garrett back to Spencer Jones. A 3. Good. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Mason Alexander at half court. A lob. It's good if it goes. It won't. And that will do it for quarter number 3 here in Salina. Miege outscores McPherson 20-5. And we start quarter number 4. Miege 34, McPherson 30. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
Start of the fourth quarter from the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina, the final game of the season, the final quarter of the season. Jim Joyner, Steve Sell on 96.7 FM KBBE. Bishop Miege with a 20-5 third quarter. The Stags lead McPherson by 4 entering the fourth. Steve Sell, we've seen some McPherson magic in here tonight with the girls winning the state championship. We need just a little bit more.
Yeah, and we need some guys to start making some baskets. Ben Pyle did not score that quarter. Mason Alexander is yet to score. Jake Alexander carries with all 5 of our points in the third quarter, but defensively, they've kind of figured out our junk defense. May have to try something different.
Mason Alexander and the Bullpups will go to the basket to our right. Ben Pyle going to work. Hands off. Jake Alexander has had the hot hand in the third quarter. Hands off Pyle. Just underway fourth quarter. McPherson trails 34-30. State championship game in Salina. The final game of the season, final game of the careers for these seniors. Mason Alexander gets into the lane. A little sky hook. Will get the roll. Mason Alexander needed that. That might be the one that gets him going. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl back in the game, playing with 4 fouls.
1-3-1 trap. They haven't shown it all night.
34-32. Spencer Jones. Pass is deflected. Robinson-Earl spins around. Ball is stripped. Pyle dives to the floor to keep it alive, and Robinson-Earl slams it home.
That's just unfortunate. They got a really good bounce out on the loose ball. It ping-ponged right to Robinson-Earl for a dunk.
He's got 10 points tonight, also 4 fouls. Left wing, Pyle thought about a 3, but great defense to close out by Ezekiel Lopes. 7 minutes to go. 36-32, Miege. Drew Labertew dribbles to the left side, hands off Jake Alexander. Jake being defended by Spencer Jones, back to Ben Pyle. 17 in the first half.
0 in the second half.
Here comes Pyle. Shake and bake move, gets into the lane, and a hand check is called on Ezekiel Lopes, team foul number 3 on the Stags.
And let's see how long Jeremiah Robinson-Earl can play with 4 fouls. He's a very smart player. They're putting him on players that aren't going to shoot the ball. Labertew or Diggs or Stufflebean also. Those guys aren't going to shoot the ball, so that's who Jeremiah's guarding now.
Mason Alexander. Right underneath the basket. Bullpups almost turn it over, but the ball ends up in the hands of Cody Stufflebean. Back up top, Mason Alexander. 6.5 to go. Bullpups trailing Miege by 4. State title is on the line. Mason, three ball from the top, misses short. Rebound, Jeremiah Garrett.
Mason Alexander, about a 26-footer, and he hasn't been able to buy a bucket all night. That's not the shot you wanted.
Stufflebean recovers back on defense and knocks the ball out of bounds. Miege has it on the baseline, leading by 4, 6:16 to go. They throw it up top, Josh Early. Left wing now, Ezekiel Lopes. Hand in his face, Mason Alexander. Early swings it right side, down low, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, up and under and in.
Out of bounds.
At first I thought they were calling an offensive foul, but it's just out of bounds on the baseline. Robinson-Earl playing with 4.
Bullpups need a basket really bad. They cannot allow Miege to get up more than 4, because if they do, they will just go 4-corner and take the air out of the ball.
6 minutes to go. Jake Alexander on the right wing, Bullpups trailing by 4. Ben Pyle, top of the circle, whips the ball through. A head and shoulder fake, another hand check called on Lopes. That's his 3rd, team foul number 4.
Well, you just can't bump a guy like that, and Miege doing everything they can, but they've done a great job on Ben after a remarkable... Actually, Ben had 14 in the first quarter. He's only had 3 since the first quarter.
Bishop Miege has played 6 players tonight. And the thing that makes it even crazier is they have 3 Division I football players on their bench.
And the Bullpups just turned it over. Man, that's... I don't know where he was trying to pass it to. That's just not a good pass. The Bullpups self-inflicting here in the fourth quarter.
5:47 to go. McPherson has only scored 7 points since the break. Bishop Miege has scored 22. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl in the right corner. Miege,
they're going to take the air out of the ball.
Has no problems with holding on here. 36-32. Spencer Jones, corner 3.
Unbelievable. This guy could not throw it in the ocean when we played him in Missouri or in Kansas City, and right now Spencer Jones may shoot Miege into the state championship.
39 Miege, 32 McPherson. 5:26 left to go, and a timeout taken. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
5:26 to go. Bishop Miege leads McPherson 39-32 after another three-pointer by Spencer Jones for the Stags. He is 5 out of 7 from 3 tonight and had 4 points against the Bullpups back in December.
Yeah, he did nothing, and he has been phenomenal tonight. And the Bullpups now, the thing is, Miege, when they get the ball, they're not even going to try to score. They're just going to run clock. And again, the Bullpups, what a miserable night shooting here in the second half.
Mason Alexander dribbles to the right wing. Down low, Jake Alexander absorbs contact, draws the foul, can't finish, but he will go to the free throw line for 2. Spencer Jones draws the foul, his third.
Great pass by Mason Alexander that time.
So Jake Alexander steps to the line for 2. That's team foul number 5. Both teams at 5 fouls now with 5:16 left to go in the game. Jake Alexander's first free throw is nothing but net. Jake had a career high of 23 last night against Arc City in McPherson's 54-44 win. He's now scoring above 14 points per game for the first time this season. Second one for Jake is good. He's got 7 tonight. Bullpups set up the full court pressure. Down by 5. Get it in for Ezekiel Lopes. And now ball in the hands of Jeremiah Garrett. Stags come from right to left. McPherson has already won 1 state championship tonight. The girls won 62-58 in overtime. Now the boys trying to do it as well. Spencer Jones in the left corner.
They're just going to take the air out of the ball.
4:50 to go in the game. Josh Hurley out on the perimeter. Lopes drives in. Jones goes up and finishes at the rim. Spencer Jones has 18, and Bishop Miege leads 41-34. 4:35 to go. Mason thought about a step-back 3. Bullpups trailing by 7. Gosh, they need a 3. They've made 1 in the second half. Pyle hands off, instead pulls it back down. Jump stops in the lane, fade away, good. Ben Pyle with his first bucket of the second half. He's got 19, 41-36 Miege.
Problem is we're running out of time.
Both teams with 5 fouls. Make it 6 fouls on McPherson as Jake Alexander picks one up right in front of us. Jake picks up his second. Nobody in serious foul trouble tonight for McPherson. Ben Pyle with 3. Drew Labertew will check out. Jace Alexander will check in. Spencer Jones inbounds. Miege in the basket to our left. And they are comfortable here with 4:05 to go of taking their time. The Stags looking to win a state title for the 3rd consecutive season. Down low, Jeremiah with a 2-handed jam, and he screams into the crowd, and he's trying to get these Bishop Miege fans pumped up. That gives them a 7-point lead. He's got a dozen. Ben from way downtown, 3.
Oh, my God. That was unbelievable.
Ben Pyle with 22. They needed that, and a timeout taken by Coach Kinnamon. 3:43 left to go. 43 Miege, 39 McPherson. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
3:43 to go here from the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina. Boys 4A Division I state championship game. Jim Joyner, Steve Sell on 96.7 FM KBBE. Bishop Miege leads McPherson 43-39 with 3:43 to go. The Bullpups just got a big 3 by Ben Pyle, but they've got to make a few more shots, and they've got to get some big stops.
Yeah, they do. It starts with defense, and again, boy, what a disastrous third quarter for the Bullpups offensively. And again, I just felt like they quit attacking and didn't do the things, in that quarter that they had done to get the lead. So Bullpups, though, they got to get a turnover. 3:43, Miege is just going to milk the clock.
Bullpups will come out in a full court pressure. All 3 Alexanders, Jace, Jake, and Mason. Ben Pyle and Cody Stufflebean, the 5 on the floor. And the Bullpups will back off of that pressure as Miege brings the ball from right to left. Jeremiah Garrett nearly stripped from behind. A lot of contact from Mason Alexander there, but no foul call. Garrett driving in, gets up to the rim, and good. Jeremiah Garrett now with 7. 3:20 to go. Miege 45, McPherson 39. Mason drives in. Step back, 10-footer, good. Nothing but net, Mason Alexander. He's got 4. Nearly a steal in the backcourt by Mason. Now Miege running 5-on-4. Mason scrambles back to Josh Early. Runs through Cody Stufflebean. No foul. Three-pointer, no. Robinson-Earl, aggressive rebound, throws up a shot. He's fouled, and will go to the free throw line for two. Fouls on Ben Pyle. That is his fourth.
Yep, both stars now with 4 fouls. And again, offensive rebounds. We just can't get a rebound right. They are 6'8", 6'9", 6'6" up front. We are 6'8", 6'4", and 6'4" maybe.
Yeah. So Jeremiah Robinson-Earl to the free throw line for two, where he is 4 out of 6 tonight. 12 points in the game.
They need 2 misses here, and he's not going to miss 2, I guarantee you that.
2:58 to go. He makes the first. Jace Alexander out, Drew Labertew in. Just under 3 to go. Miege leads by 5, 46-41. Second one for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl is good.
He's money when it matters.
He's got 14. Spencer Jones leads Bishop Miege with 18 points tonight. And on the season, Spencer Jones is averaging only...
And Mason's getting on fire now.
7 points per game. Mason knocks down another jumper, 47-43.
Man, we needed that in the first half, but Mason's showing a lot of grit and determination.
6 points in the second half. Jeremiah Garrett in the backcourt, and a timeout is taken by Rick Zeke, the head coach of the Stags, and they'll take a full timeout. 2:37 left to go here from Salina. Bishop Miege 47, McPherson 43. We're back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
2:37 to go from Salina. Bishop Miege leads McPherson by only 4, 47-43. Steve Sell, we are closing in on the end of this season. A state title is on the line right now. Bishop Miege is in control, but the Bullpups with a stop and a score can make it a one-possession game.
Yeah, again, it all comes down to defense. We got to get a turnover or something. But we saw some magic in that first game. I'm not counting the Bullpups out this time. I counted the girls out when they were down 9 with just over 2 minutes to go. I'm not making that mistake again.
Yeah, Coach Strassman made you pay for that one.
Yeah, I'm glad he did.
47-43. Miege will inbound on the sideline in the backcourt. Spencer Jones, Jeremiah Garrett, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, Ezekiel Lopes, and Josh Early, the 5 on the floor for the Stags, the 2-time defending state champions. And now Miege almost into the backcourt. A foul is called on a reach, which will put the Stags to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
That was very close. That almost looked like a backcourt, but the official right there make the call. So obviously it wasn't.
Jeremiah Garrett will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
And you got to box out. This is where the Stags have really hurt the Bullpups. But when you got a guy almost 6'10" like Robinson-Earl and Early almost 6'9", you know, it's hard to keep them off. They just come flying over your back.
Not only 6'9" and Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, but he can jump out of the gym.
And his arms are very long. I mean, his dad was Lester Earl, and he was an absolute creature. 6'8", could dunk it every way imaginable.
47-43. Jeremiah Garrett's front end of the 1-and-1 is good. He's got 8 points tonight.
And again, it's the guys. We've done a great job on their stars. It's the guys you least expect. Garrett, and of course Spencer Jones. He'll never have another game like this in his career.
Second one for Jeremiah Garrett is no good. Spencer Jones had a season high of 17 against Eudora in the sub-state.
Right.
And tonight he has 18. Jake Alexander on the right wing. 2:15 to go. Bullpups lead by 5. Ben Pyle turnaround from 15 feet won't go, and a rebound for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl.
And just like last night, Miege is just absolutely owning the boards like they did against Andover Central. Jeremiah Garrett drives in, drives out, nearly a carry. Bullpup fans wanted it. Under 2 to go. They're going to have to start fouling here in a minute. Spencer Jones passes to the left side. Tight defense. Drives in, up and under and good. Spencer Jones has a season-high 20 with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. McPherson trails by 7. They need it. Mason, a 3. Wow,
good.
Mason on fire.
He needed it. They've got 9, or he has 9, and a foul called on Mason Alexander, and he's got to be careful. Foul called on Mason. That's his 4th. Mason with 9 in the quarter. He had not scored
I think he was like 0 for 6 or 0 for 7 through the first 3 quarters, but he has found his stroke.
Stepping to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 is Jeremiah Garrett, who just missed 1 of 2.
Again, you've got to box that. It's amazing. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl can play the whole 4th quarter without picking up that 5th foul. That's a testament to him.
50-46, a big 1-and-1, and he misses. Rebound, Ben Pyle. 90 seconds ago, Bullpups trail by 4. They have got to get a make here. They have got to get a make here. Mason, a 3 in stride. No. Rebound, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. Foul called on Ben Pyle, and his night is done.
His career is done. McPherson fans, and it's the same official. He has basically called the entire game.
So the career of Ben Pyle,
wow,
who has
record-setting career.
He has scored 1,560 points. He's played in 99 games, and he's done now with 1:21 left to go in the state title game.
And he only had 1 foul at the half. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl had 3 fouls, and I think Bullpup fans are starting to sense it's getting away without Ben in the game. He has carried this team, for a long time. It's still a team effort, but boy, offensively, Ben has done a remarkable job.
Robinson-Earl knocks down the first. He's got 15 tonight, 51-46. Miege now leads with 1:21 to go. If the Bullpups would have got that 3 to fall from Mason Alexander on the last possession, they'd be in business, but this makes it tough.
Yeah,
and a timeout taken by the Stags. Steve, let's keep it here. 52-46, 1:21 to go in the game. The Bullpups will have the ball. They don't have to make a 3 on this possession, but they have to get points.
Yeah. And what are we shooting for the game? It just seems like
7 out of 19. From the field, 16 of 36.
Well, that's still not, really, really bad, but that's not what this team has done all year.
52-46, McPherson trails Miege with 1:21 to go. The Stags are trying to win their 3rd consecutive state championship, and this has been their toughest test.
And they have Robinson-Earl is back if he doesn't go to Oak Hill or Findlay Prep or something like that, since he's one of the top players in the entire United States. They have Joshua Early back, and every game we've ever been to, Bruce Weber's been there. So obviously K-State wants Joshua Early very bad. But Spencer Jones, I believe he's back next year as well.
He is a junior.
He's a junior, so we might have to get used to it. It's just Bishop Miege, and we're just living in their world right now.
52 Miege, 46 McPherson. Bullpups with the ball and down 6, 1:21 left. Mason Alexander and the Bullpups. From left to right, Mason working on Jeremiah Garrett. Dribbles behind his back. A reach is called, and that one will be called on Garrett. That is not into the bonus yet. That's team foul number 6. So 1 more foul to go before they're into the 1-on-1.
Yeah, but all that dribbling around at the top of the key just kills, it's just letting the clock run. We got to attack the basket.
1:15 to go, down 6. Mason.
And again, he went behind the back and turned it over, but he got bailed out.
Foul's on, if it's on Jeremiah Garrett, which I didn't see it. If it is, that's his 3rd, and it is. Team foul number 7, Mason Alexander to the stripe for a 1-and-1. 1:10 to go. McPherson trails by 6.
And he shot the ball really well this quarter, so I would assume he can make these 2.
He knocks down the first of the 1-and-1. Mason's got 10 points. Ben Pyle is fouled out and is on the bench.
Well, Spencer Jones is they're going to be treating him like royalty because he's had an amazing game for Bishop Miege.
Mason knocks down both. He's got 11 all in the second half.
And I think if you're the Bullpups, if you don't get the steal, you got to foul immediately. You got to lengthen this game out.
McPherson will show a full court pressure. Jake Alexander will spy Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, who's a very good free throw shooter. Spencer Jones inbounds, gets it into Robinson-Earl. Jones nearly loses it up the floor. Garrett throws it over his head. Garrett throws it down, out of bounds, off of Josh Early, and back to the Bullpups. They force a turnover. 1:04 left. McPherson down by 4. Can we get a little bit more of that McPherson magic?
Well, but
the people here inside Tony's Pizza Event Center want it.
Yeah, but we don't have Ben, and that's really going to be tough. Maybe Jake can step up, or Jace.
Here comes Mason Alexander. Bullpups down by 4. They need points. Right corner. Jace Alexander. A three! It's good! The Bullpups start within 1.
And you gotta
50 seconds left.
You gotta foul Garrett. That's who you gotta foul.
Up the floor. Miege up 1. And a foul called. Spencer Jones will go to the free throw line for 2. Jace Alexander with another big 3.
Yep. Problem is we foul Jones. Jones is going, and this guy has just been incredible in the second half. In fact, looking at the first half, he only had 5 points. He has got 15 in the second half. A lot of pressure. At least if he makes 2, the Bullpups have a possession, and he missed.
52-51 Miege. 45.9 seconds to go.
Could we have a repeat? Unbelievable.
The Bullpups with Drew Labertew, Cody Stufflebean, Jake, Jace, and Mason Alexander. Spencer Jones, as this place as loud as it has been since overtime of the girls' game. Second one, Spencer Jones, up 1, good. The lead is 2, 45.9 seconds left.
Yeah,
in this situation, the Bullpups held for the final shot up in Kansas City.
You can't wait for the last shot. Best shot available.
Right wing, Mason Alexander, down 2, down to 30 seconds. 53-51. Bullpups are out of timeouts. 28 seconds left. And they're going to hold for maybe not the last shot, but a late one. Mason, a 3 for the lead. This one misses short. Rebound, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl loses it. Stufflebean's got it. 15 seconds left. Mason dumps it off. Labertew pulls it down. And they call a foul. And Drew Labertew,
who has a bad hand, and free throws are very much of a problem because he's got a bad wrist. He really can't flick the ball. But who was the foul on?
I couldn't see. It's on Ezekiel Lopes, his 4th. Labertew down 2. 53-51 Miege, the front end of a 1-and-1. Misses short, and a rebound for Spencer Jones. Going to try and dribble it out. A foul is called on Mason Alexander. And I believe that is his 5th. 9 seconds to go. It's on Mason. It's already into the double bonus. That's just 4 on Mason Alexander. 9 seconds left. Spencer Jones, who has been the MVP tonight with 21 points, will step to the line to make 2, which would put Miege up by 2 possessions.
Yeah, and that was really tough for Drew. Again, he's playing with it could even be a broken bone in his hand. He's out there for his defense, and it's Spencer Jones' night. Let's just put it. He's put him up 3. The Bullpups only have a chance if Spencer Jones misses this free throw.
He's made it a 3-point game with the first. He has 22 points. Second one.
Oh, they were in early. They didn't call it.
Good. 9 seconds to go in the game. Jake inbounds Mason Alexander.
Gotta go.
8 seconds left. Mason dribbles in. Deep 3 from the right wing. Good. 3 seconds. They don't have to inbound. They do anyway. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl is fouled with 0.1 left. And it looks like the Bullpups are going to end up just short.
And boy, what a great fourth quarter by Mason Alexander, though. Just remarkable. And I don't know what now they're calling the officials. And I think they want more time on the clock.
They didn't even have to inbound because that shot was made with 3.6 seconds left. Because the clock runs, Miege didn't have to inbound. 0.1 left on the clock. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl at the free throw line for 2. Miege winning 55-54.
Yeah, in fact, it might be better if he missed it. It's 2 shots, though.
He knocks down the first.
I really think it'd be better if he missed it because the Bullpups would have to run down the ball. Wouldn't be able. It's 0.1. It's got to be a tip anyway.
They don't have a timeout.
Yeah, and the game's over because it's 0.1. The only thing you could do is tip it.
Second one for Jeremiah Robinson-Earl is good. Now this gives McPherson a chance. There's 0.1 left.
Aaron Trost they're going to throw it the length of the court, and Aaron Trost is going to try and tip it in because Aaron Trost can absolutely sky. And they're going to put Jeremiah Robinson-Earl on the ball. What a great quarter, though, by Mason Alexander. He had been absolutely silent for 3 quarters and just lit it up in the fourth quarter.
57-54. So fire at the buzzer, it's no good, and Bishop Miege wins the state championship for the 3rd consecutive season. And the Bullpups lose in the finals to Bishop Miege for a 3rd straight year. A tough finish for McPherson as their season ends with a 22-2 record. They fall tonight 57-54. And this magical season, which pretty much began all the way back at Bishop Miege on December the 8th, they felt good. And making a run back of this state championship game, they made it here. And the 3rd quarter leaves them just shy. Well, they come back to make it a 3-point game in the 4th quarter.
It took an absolute out-of-body experience by Spencer Jones. He is a great athlete, and he played phenomenal. So give him, he was the MVP. You know, you got Jeremiah Robinson-Earl's going to be in the NBA. Josh Early's going to be in the Big 12. But Spencer Jones was the man of the hour tonight. And for the Bullpups, this is starting to get way too familiar. Public school champions again, but they can't quite get it done in the state championship game.
57-54, the final score as the Bullpup boys lose in the state title game for the 3rd straight year to Bishop Miege and end up 1 game and 1 basket short.
And yeah, give Jeremiah Robinson-Earl credit. He played the whole 4th quarter without fouling, was able to stay on the court, did a great job, and again, very disappointing loss for the Bullpups. But what a great season, and give Miege a ton of, you gave me a blank sheet.
Steve Sell got a stat sheet that didn't have a lot of stats
Didn't have any stats on it.
57-54, the final score, as the McPherson Bullpups are the runners-up here this season on the boys' side, and what an unbelievable amount of support from this community here tonight. They willed this team to a win in the girls' side.
Mason Alexander had all 14 of his points in the 4th quarter. But Ben Pyle had 14 in the 1st quarter, 17 in the 1st half, but only 5, and he fouled out. And amazingly, he had 1 foul at half, and Robinson-Earl had 3, and Ben's the one that ends up fouling out.
57-54, Bishop Miege knocks off the McPherson boys in the state championship game, 4A Division I. We will take a break and dissect some of the final stats here tonight. As the season comes to an end, Bishop Miege 22-3, McPherson 22-2. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
You're listening to McPherson Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.
We wrap things up here from the Tony's Pizza Event Center in Salina as the Bullpup girls win the state title tonight 62-58 in overtime, but the McPherson boys fall just shy and they lose to Bishop Miege 57-54. And for the 3rd straight season, the Bishop Miege Stags on the boys' side have won the 4A Division I state title here in Salina. Steve Sell, the Bullpup boys, led 25-14 at halftime, and they just couldn't buy a basket in the 3rd quarter, and that was the difference tonight.
Yeah, they kind of slowed, got away from attacking the basket, and Miege, you got to give Spencer Jones just all the credit in the world. He scores, I think, 17 in the 2nd half, but this was similar to another game we had with Miege. It was the 3rd quarter, if I remember right, where we really, I think it was a couple years ago, where we really struggled. But this one's going to hurt the most because when you're up 11 at the half with an experienced team like the Bullpups had, it really hurts because you just felt like with the experience we had, we could put that one away. But I really thought when Ben Pyle got in foul trouble, things really started to turn.
57-54, the final score as we look back at the final box tonight. Bishop Miege only plays 6 players, and one of them, Stone Jeffries, only plays 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's their starting 5 and not much else. But he hit a big 3. Stone Jeffries did hit a big 3, and that, you look at the final margin, 3 points. So it was huge.
Jeremiah Robinson-Earl finishes with 18 points, 10 out of 12 at the free throw line, and 4 out of 7 from the field. You mentioned Spencer Jones, 23 points, a season high for him. I would assume a career high as well.
He never really played, I don't think, much last year.
8 out of 12 from the field and 4 out of 7 from 3. That was the difference tonight. Spencer Jones, the player that they were not expecting to be able to have that much of an impact, he did, and the Bullpup boys lose to Bishop Miege for the 3rd straight season here in the state title game, 57-54.
This defense we played was designed to stop Robinson-Earl inside and take away Lopes. You know, they had a man on Lopes, but Spencer Jones took advantage and did a great job. And you got to give hats off to Miege.
Yeah.
Great champion. I mean, they had to beat a great team to become a great champion and get used to it. It can just happen year after year after year.
57-54, the final score. We'll wait on boys coach Kirk Kinnamon.
It might be a while.
As they go into the locker room now, they've just finished presenting Bishop Miege the state championship trophy. So the Bullpups go 1 out of 2 here tonight. The McPherson girls win 62-58 in overtime, but the boys fall just shy, 57-54 in the state title game, and their season comes to an end. We'll take another break here on our CHS Refinery at McPherson postgame show. Be back in 3 minutes. You're listening to Bullpup Basketball on 96.7 FM KBBE.